50 years from now, will we look back and say we lost the sharpness of our intellect? Globally, women take the majority responsibility of the family, of the children, etc. And yet, we are now aspiring to be astronauts and bankers, and we are.
In the future, will we see that AI is replacing teachers?
Oh God, the number of people who ask me this question, and I don't see it happening. At least, no, I don't see it happening.
What does it take today to bring a refreshing change to today's education system? Let's ask the lady who's done exactly that for over 4 decades. She's the force behind the India's 4-year liberal arts college, a champion of global learning, and now the executive director of Symbiosis International University, Dubai campus. I am Ritu Dodi, your host for this segment of Impact Makers. Join me in welcoming Dr. Anita Patankar, a mentor and academic visionary. Hello.
Hi.
So, when I first saw your email, I saw that you sign off as always hopeful. Were you always this optimistic?
Wow. Okay. Yes, I think so. I think I've always been very happy thinking about the future.
Okay.
I think I've always felt that pretty much most of what happens to you in life happens because you want it to happen and you work towards it. I think over the years, having spent all my life literally with students, that age group of 18 to 25 or 18 to 22 is actually a very powerful age
Yes.
to be with. And I think that's one of my blessings, that I have spent the last 41 years with this age group. And they are the ones who are full of dreams and full of aspirations, and also the confidence that they can do stuff.
Right.
And over the years, I think I've also seen that people can make a difference.
That's true.
And education can make a difference. So therefore, I am literally always hopeful. The glass for me is always overflowing.
Right.
And I think I enjoy that. I feel as if in a world where so many things go wrong, you need to remind people in your life that so many things are going right.
That's very eye-opening and a different perspective to look at.
Because otherwise we just tend to, as human beings, we tend to focus on what's not going right.
Yeah.
And then we take the positives for granted.
Correct.
So count your blessings, look forth, with hope. Is pretty much a part of my mantra.
Right.
And I'm very happy to share it with people.
That's actually quite a fresh perspective, because we as human, we tend to see the negative sides first in our life. What's not happening, what's not working out. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. But the small positive things that happens with us in our daily lives as well, we miss out that on quite a lot. So when that change of mindset, that shift of mindset changes a lot of things that you do in daily lives as well.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So also one more question here I have in your signing off. I see that you have mentioned there she, her as a pronoun. This shows that you're very much tuned in with today's world. So how important is it to adapt to a changing world today here?
I didn't realize when I sent you an email that you would be looking at my sign off so carefully. I think I learned this from a student of mine many years ago.
Okay.
I also realized that because I work with Symbiosis, and Symbiosis as a university was set up for international students, I would be writing mails to many people who probably might look at my name and not know whether I'm a gentleman or whether I'm a lady or whatever. So the idea that I was a woman, and that as a woman, we manage so much.
Right.
The constant balancing of our personal with our professional, family with work, within the family taking on so much of the responsibility. And this is true globally, not just as Indians, but globally, women take the majority responsibility of the family, of the children, etc. And yet, we are now aspiring to be astronauts and bankers, and we are.
We are.
And I think that pride in doing it, and is it a struggle? Of course it is.
Yeah.
Correct. Is it a struggle to balance? Of course it is.
Yes.
But that we do it, and we do it with so much emotional strength, and that as an educator, it's also, I feel, our job as educators and as educational institutions to reach out to people and say, hey, you're a woman, you have the same responsibilities and powers and aspirations as anybody else, but that you can do it. And I think that is important. So when we started here last year, we had a special scholarship for Emirati women.
Wow. Okay.
By saying that we know sometimes you just need that little extra nudge.
Yes.
We do a lot of events. Recently, we had a She Counts event at our college, which reached out to women in finance and taxation. And we had CFOs from across the area come in and talk to our students and talked amongst their fraternity about what does it mean to be a woman in business? What does it mean to be a woman in finance and taxation? And I feel as if it's not just speaking to women or to girls, it's also speaking to boys.
Really?
And telling them that we live in this kind of a world where we all work together, where it's a partnership in the real sense of the word, of the word. So I don't know whether pride might be the wrong word, but I think I have great satisfaction in saying that I'm a woman, or my daughter-in-laws, are women and doing jobs, across the world, or my students.
Right.
And I think that sense of self-worth in terms of our little bit towards women empowerment is something that I feel good about.
That's interesting. And that kind of creates a huge shift in mindset, thinking, and it gives a lot of hope to the upcoming generation. So that's very thoughtful.
Always hopeful.
Now, you've been an educator for 40 years and going strong. So what shift do you see in the learning patterns then and now?
Huge. I mean, actually, if you ask me, the changes have been, some have been slow, some have been big paradigm shifts.
Right.
For example, technology entering into the education space has been a huge shift. But over the years, and I started teaching 41 years ago, correct? I've seen all the major shifts.
Right, for sure.
Some of them have been brilliantly good. Some of them have been a little worrisome. Some of them scare me a little. So, for example, one big shift that happened was that education, especially higher education in universities and colleges, suddenly got linked to what industry wanted.
Yes.
So employability as a outcome of higher education became very clear, I feel, post 1990. When I went to college, it wasn't so strong. We didn't think of placements. We didn't think of employability. We just knew that if we had a brain and if we knew stuff, we would get jobs.
Right.
I think post 1990, that equation became very strong, that you went to a college or you went to a university, you got a degree, and then you had to look for a great job. And we changed our definition of what a good job was.
Okay.
So that industry linkage
with
education, I think, became strong. And to be honest, I think it was a good thing. I'm not, and I've changed. In early 1980s, if you had asked me, I would have said, no, I don't think employability should be an outcome of higher
Right.
education. It's not my job to give people jobs.
Right.
But I think by the late 1990s, I had realized that higher education cannot exist in a vacuum.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Our job is
Probably.
not just to create thinking individuals
Yes.
who are going to think but are not going to help solve societal problems.
Correct.
So the solving of societal problems, local, national, global, whatever,
Yeah.
is the responsibility of people who are educated,
Educated.
and who have access to so many resources.
Right.
Correct? So therefore, employability, entrepreneurship are going to come in.
Correct.
And that's been a good shift. So now we work with industry, we work with entrepreneurs, we get them into our classrooms, we get them into our advisory boards, program review committees, and they help narrow the gap between what's happening in the classroom and what our students actually have to deliver when they go into work.
Correct.
So it's a more industry aligned, industry ready kind of curriculum. And Symbiosis, if you know, is very well known for this.
Yes.
In the world rankings, we're in the top 51
Yes.
in terms of employer reputation. So that's a good thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Many other changes in terms of now students have so many multiple sources of information and knowledge.
Correct.
Before 1990, the teacher, the
And
guru,
playing by the books.
and that's it. Afterwards, it's become you are one of the sources of information and knowledge.
Yes.
I don't need to go to college
Correct.
to become smart. I don't need to go to college to find out what's happening in the world.
Right.
And that has been a huge shift. And I think it's also led to a lot of introspection as a teacher, individually, as well as, as an institution, that who are we? What is our role?
Right.
How do I get students to come to class? How do I motivate them to come to class? Because if I'm not teaching them something
Yes.
that they're not getting through the internet and other things,
resources.
why would they come? I mean, I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Okay? So therefore, the shift from teaching to learning, the shift from I'm not teaching anybody anything, I am facilitating learning. I'm bringing all these multiple resources together and helping students make sense of it,
Right.
engage with it. That's one of the great changes that have happened. And we do a lot of teacher training. We do teacher training in terms of how do you embed Gen AI into classrooms. I mean, this is one of the changes that I'm a little worried about, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think Charles Darwin said, what you don't use, you lose.
Yes.
And I worry that it's so easy to use Gen AI.
It is. Yes.
From how to write an email to how to submit a research proposal
paper.
to a dissertation. What will ensure that I continue thinking
Right.
while using Gen AI as a tool?
Yeah.
And I worry that we might have a generation
Okay.
that doesn't learn how to continue thinking. What happens to the hundreds and thousands of people, especially young people, who take to AI as a tool, as a crutch, whatever, because it depends on how you use it, right?
Yes.
50 years from now, will we look back and say, we lost the sharpness of our intellect? We lost critical thinking?
The problem solving.
We lost problem solving? I worry a little bit about that.
Right.
And the way that we're trying to help is doing a lot of teacher training in terms of how do you embed all of these tools? Because if the tool is available and if the tool is convenient, we should be using it and people will use it.
Fair.
You can't stop them
Yeah.
from using it. It's on all your devices, it's there. How do we then make sure and how do we design? And this takes training.
Right.
How do we then tell them, go ahead and use it?
Okay.
But give them challenging enough work that they are still forced to think creatively and that then you're able to assess them. So we're doing workshops now.
But in this, I just, out of curiosity, when we train students as a human to think here, now is also a thing in technology where we say where you're also training the AI.
Yes.
You're training them to think in the angle that you're looking, and then you train the AI for a couple of months, the whole robot training that happens, and then it gives you exactly what you're looking for as well. So, what's your take on that? Because you're also training an AI altogether.
Which is the dicey part, right? Is that AI learns really, really fast.
Yes.
And this is where I feel the need for teachers to be always one step ahead. So we set up a center, the Symbiosis Center for Applied Artificial Intelligence.
Okay.
We work with software experts. We work with industry that is working in the space of applied artificial intelligence. We have faculty who are doing constant research, because I feel this is such an evolving space
Right.
that we have to move one step ahead of the students.
Yes.
And while we are also learning how to do this, we also have to keep in touch and in pace with what is the evolving scenario as far as EdTech is concerned. Because now EdTech companies and EdTech products are playing a huge role in the way we learn.
That's right.
And in the kind of expectations that industry or employers, whether it's government or NGOs, etc., have from their
Employees.
their employees. So it's an exciting phase.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm a little old school in the sense that I feel a little worried, but I'm always hopeful that human beings have always trumped
Right.
difficult situations.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at the history of mankind, we've always trumped our problems.
That's true.
Right? And therefore, how to use technology, and now it's going to be a little more challenging because we're making technology intelligent.
That's right.
That's a challenge. But we seem to be managing well. Faculty seem to be happy with the kind of assignments and evaluations they have. When I look at the excitement on the students' faces when they're doing their assignments and evaluations, I'm happy. So we seem to be doing well. We're doing a lot of workshops with school teachers on how to embed technology and AI in their classroom sessions. So it seems to be
interesting.
Good. So loads of changes, but we're moving ahead. And I think educational institutions globally have changed with changing times.
That's well said. Yes.
That we are no longer the universities that were set up 2 centuries ago.
Right.
We're not even the kind of universities that were set up 100 years ago.
Yes.
Maybe not even 20 years ago. Correct? Like all things, we've evolved. And I think we're responding to societal need and we cater to that we need future citizens to be global citizens, be problem solvers, to be critically conscious, of searching for problems and identifying reasons and making the world a better place for future generations. So I think all of us are very mindful of that, and we are moving ahead, sometimes slowly, sometimes at a faster, happier pace, but we seem to be doing fine.
So then do you think from the pace that we are moving and in the future, will we see that AI is replacing teachers? Do you think that?
Oh God, the number of people who ask me this question and I don't see it happening. At least, no, I don't see it happening. I was going to say I don't see it happening in the next few decades.
Okay.
But I don't see it happening primarily because of one reason.
Yes.
I think universities will always play a role in this age group.
Okay.
See, I can't imagine kids not going to school.
Yeah.
I can't imagine 18 to 22-year-olds or 18 to 25-year-olds not going to college or university for a basic education. For the simple reason that irrespective of what area you work in the future, you will need a foundation.
Yes.
One thing is sure today, that no one is joining a job and then retiring from that job after 40 years.
Yeah.
Correct? I mean, I started as a teacher, I'm going to retire as a teacher. I don't see that happening with many people.
Yeah.
Most people are going to change a couple of careers.
Yeah.
They're going to probably jump across sectors.
Correct.
I have so many students who went into hospitality, then went into banking, and now working for IT and finance. Those shifts are going to happen. The world is also changing really, really fast.
Yes.
So industry or any organization or the government doesn't know what's going to happen after 5 years.
Right.
Depending on the sector you are in, people will say, I don't know what's going to happen after 3 years.
3 years.
Somebody says, I don't know what's going to happen after 6 years. What are we training people for? If I don't know the kind of work that they're going to do after 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, then what am I training people for? And I think that's a huge shift that's happened, is that now we are focusing a lot on what we call transferable skills, or what many people a few years ago called 21st century skills.
Yes.
Right? So the focus is on critical thinking, problem solving, conflict resolution. Okay, we are looking at cross-cultural, cross-functional working. How do you work across geographies? How do you work with people from different backgrounds, doing different things with different objectives? How does a government employee work with someone from an NGO and someone from a corporate on a particular project when each of them actually have very different goals?
That's true.
So those are skills that we're trying to help students learn. And I think what we've realized is that it doesn't really matter where you work as long as you have this strong foundation. And I think universities have one advantage. We are good at doing research. We are good at designing programs. We are good at designing learning outcomes. We are good at teaching, learning, assessment, evaluation. And therefore, a structured format for learning basic foundation is what we're good at.
Okay.
Now, once you do that and you move out into the world, then you may not want us.
Yeah.
So then you could do all of those modules, you could do online, you could do those stackable micro credentials, you could do all those virtual learning. You could go for a 3-day executive management program and learn. The concept of lifelong learning.
Yes.
And using technology and using all the new open university, virtual, all of that becomes critical.
Right.
Because after your basic degrees, through your lifetime of working, you will have to keep upskilling, reskilling, learning, unlearning, relearning. And there I can see that a university need not come in.
Okay.
But the basic foundation of a bachelor's or a master's or a doctoral program, I don't see that getting replaced. I see it shifting.
Okay.
I see it becoming hybrid.
Right.
I see sandwich programs with industry happening.
Yes.
Correct. So I see those kinds of evolution taking place. But do I see a world where universities are not needed? I don't see that.
Okay.
At least in my lifetime, I don't see that. The second thing is, we are talking about a population that is so varied.
That's true. It's quite
totally heterogeneous.
It is.
Even in terms of, forget about socio-economic, but even in terms of what they need from education. And therefore, a particular segment of people might say, you know what, I don't need to go to college. Okay. We keep hearing of those rare role models who say, I'm a college dropout, but I set up a company and I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
Right? Students love to talk about those.
Yes.
And I say, you know what? But that's a minority. How many people dropped out of college and are struggling?
Yes.
How many people dropped out of college, started some entrepreneurial outfit and are struggling?
Yes.
So I don't see that change happening for everybody. Universities might change in way and form, and they should. We used to be brick and mortar.
Yes.
Now we're becoming hybrid. Now we're open to change.
Right.
But will young adults always need someone to facilitate structured learning?
Yeah.
I think yes.
Okay. So, since you said like the universities are now adapting to the new shift and the dynamic with the pace that we are moving here, I think like, I'm not sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. 5 years, 10 years down the line, there'll be a whole different dynamic and shift together. So, how are universities, like, what's the percentage of universities that we see in today's world are adapting to this change constantly and evolving here? Like, you said like Symbiosis is well known in the world of employment. Like people know that they are adaptive to learning and they are with the current pace of the world that is. So in your 40 years of as being an educator, what have you seen like the universities are adapting to it? What sort of change you have seen there?
Changes in this area I would broadly categorize under two headings. The first is there are some universities, the progressive universities,
Right.
that are changing on their own.
Okay.
Many universities started changing even 50 years ago. For example, when we started in 1971, we were talking about extra skills.
Yes.
We were talking about how to make presentations, how to write a report.
Wow.
Those are things that we were teaching our students, right? We were teaching them how to crack an interview, how to learn quantitative skills so that you will be able to make the right kind of decisions. So there have always been a minority of universities who have been,
A step ahead.
and they've been doing that. Over time, students and parents have become a little more critical of the kind of universities that they go to.
Okay.
See, everyone has become very conscious because competition has increased. The complications of surviving in this world have increased. So everyone is very conscious while they're joining a college.
Right.
That am I joining the right college? Is the education I'm going to get, is it going to be the right? And the definition of right is, will I be able to set up my own company if that's what I want to do? Or will I get a good job so that I have a stable life? I think over time, governments have also got involved in this.
Okay.
So governments are also saying that we cannot afford to have high unemployability amongst our graduate population. Correct? So therefore, accreditation, rankings, assessing quality, governments are responsible to citizens for ensuring that universities and colleges that are run do justice to their expectations. So therefore, every country and every ministry started getting involved in making sure that there is a process of quality assurance.
Right.
Correct? So here we have, the Commission for Academic Accreditation, CAA, we have KHDA. Everyone has a system for ensuring that whatever happens within the four walls of a university is as per societal need.
Correct. Right.
So now governments, ministries, ranking agencies, they are laying the path forward and saying, these are the things that as a minimum, universities and colleges should be doing. So now, irrespective of whether you want to do it or not, you've got a government saying that if you want to be in this space and if you want to be a serious educator, then this is what you need to do so that your students are successful in the future. And everybody wants that. Everybody is invested in the success of their students.
That's true.
So therefore, everyone is now moving ahead. The pandemic hit. And globally, universities, colleges, and schools were forced to come face to face with their biggest nightmare. That how do I ensure that learning doesn't stop?
Right.
Correct? And universities and colleges even more so. Because in many of the countries, this is not fully government funded.
That's true.
And therefore, you don't want dropouts.
Yes.
So therefore, that responsibility of changing with the times,
Yeah.
adapting to changing technology, adapting to changing industry and employer requirements, or adapting to the need of a nation for entrepreneurial
Right.
investments. All of that is now very center and forward. There's no way universities can be in ivory towers anymore and say, we will teach, and then they learn
Just in the classroom.
to do whatever they want.
Right.
So the classroom has now actually expanded, and the world is now our classroom.
That's true.
So if you look at us, for example, on a weekly basis, there is a group of students going for an industry visit.
Okay.
There's some industry expert who's coming and talking to the students, taking a master class. There is some online course being done. Right. There is some internship, there's some exposure, there's some competition, there's some research that is being done, because we've realized that we have to, this is now learning. Right. The classroom has become one component. The teacher is now facilitating all of this. And this is happening across, I think, the best of universities. And everybody else is trying, to move
there. Right.
And then depending upon, the kind of students they have and the kind of area that they're in.
Right.
For example, I can't imagine if I was in a rural area or a village where there wasn't an industry.
Yes. True.
Where there wasn't an IT company.
Yeah.
It would take a great amount of effort to be able to give that kind of an exposure to my students. Whereas if you're in Dubai, for example, correct, you are in the best possible place.
Yes.
We are in Dubai Knowledge Park and we're surrounded by the best of companies.
Yes.
Correct. Whether it's from the media, it's from manufacturing, it's from services,
IT, media,
it's ideal. And therefore, the kind of exposure that students get here,
right,
very difficult elsewhere. Or it takes more effort. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
It takes more effort, it takes more resources. And all universities may not have that. We are blessed to be in Dubai, surrounded by so many learning resources and opportunities.
Interesting. So, I have a question here. We recently did a news story where the school education in Dubai, that is, we're looking at the numbers, is 150,000 new students are expected to join the higher education by 2033. So, as the executive director of Symbiosis, what is the scope of universities here wanting to open their campuses?
Oh, huge. So, let me share a little bit of background.
Okay.
So, we came to Dubai as a part of the agreement between both the nations.
Right.
So the government of India and the government of UAE agreed that 5 Indian premier institutions would come to the UAE. IIT Delhi, IIM Ahmedabad, Symbiosis are the 3 that are already here. And this is in order to strengthen the ties between the 2 nations, which are very strong. It was also about us participating in the growth of UAE. It's our commitment to the UAE. And for India, it was an opportunity to go abroad, become an international higher education provider, and to share in the progress of this region.
Right.
The government here and the ministry here is very focused, and we are happy to be partners in this, that how does one establish, and let me speak of Dubai only, but UAE as a broader entity, how can we become an higher education destination? How can we attract students from across the world to come to Dubai? And to look at Dubai as one of the biggest hubs where great quality global education is available. So we came in, and what I've realized is that Dubai is expanding for a number of reasons.
Yes.
Education is growing for sure. Geopolitically, this is actually the best time
that is
for
true.
us. Students from around the world are looking at international education opportunities, and many previously popular education destinations
Right.
are struggling with the global perception
That's true.
of there being certain barriers. So a country may have a ceiling on international students, another country may have visa barriers,
Yes.
another country's economy may not be that attractive, and therefore people worry about employability. One thing with international education has also always been the fact that people are ready to travel, take loans and travel abroad to study
Yes.
if they feel that they will have an opportunity to work in that economy.
Yes. That's very important.
If not forever, at least for a short while.
Short time. Yes.
That marriage of higher education abroad plus opportunity to work abroad
Right.
is the important sacred
Factors to
factor that they're looking at. Dubai offers both. Dubai is the most, and I've traveled so much, I don't think I've ever been in a city that has so many people from so many nationalities living. I was told some 220 or so.
Yeah, that's true.
That is amazing. For a city that is so tolerant of cultural diversity,
Yeah.
just look at the people working here, look at the people on the streets, in the malls, look at the kind of cuisine that's available.
Yes.
I mean, you look at any factor and you will see that multiple people from so many cultures are welcome here. And everyone's coming here with the same agenda. We'd like to come here, we'd like to work, we'd like to have a great life for our families, we'd like to grow, we'd like to prosper. And I think add to that two things that Dubai is incredibly famous for, and that is that it's safe.
I was just coming to that.
I mean, my age, I'm living in Dubai for all practical purposes, single.
Yeah.
I've never felt safer in my life.
It is the
Incredibly safe. Public hygiene.
Yes.
I have never been to a city anywhere in the world where public spaces are so clean. The commitment to safety, the commitment to cleanliness, hygiene, sanitation is incredible. Put those two together with 220 nationalities, cultural diversity, you've got a fantastic place.
Right.
Then add on to that the fact that you've got so many schools here.
Yes.
I have visited so many schools in the past year to share about our programs, etc. I'm amazed at the quality of learning, at the classroom engagement, at the kind of activities that students are doing, and across different kinds of schools. So you bring that in, then now you add one more layer saying the best of universities from across the world are going to be here.
Right.
Again, a large variety for you to choose from.
Yes.
Correct? Different price points,
Yes.
different domains, but all of them offering CAA approved,
Right.
internationally valued education. It doesn't get better than this. And as a result, the entire study in Dubai,
Right.
study in the UAE is resonating across regions.
And also the fact the geographical location,
Perfect.
it's perfect.
It's perfect. It's close to Asia, it's close to Africa, it's close to Europe. It is
Exactly.
literally centrally located.
Yes.
I don't meet anybody who says, I'd love to explore. Everyone says, I'd love to explore Dubai.
Yeah.
I'd love to come and work here. I'd love to send my kids here. So I think education in Dubai is going to boom.
Right.
I think we are looking at education as becoming one of the strongest sectors
Yes.
in the years to come. I think we are going to see people coming in with a variety of needs. For example, our first MBA batch, I think it was fall of 24.
Okay.
The entire batch was a morning batch. Then they started getting internships. This year, they all shifted to the evening.
Okay, amazing.
saying that we've all got internships, or we had an internship that changed into a job.
That's
So that
incredible.
entire batch now is an evening batch. So they're working during the day and they're studying in the evening. This January of 26,
26.
we will have a weekend batch.
Wow.
Friday evenings, once in a while, Saturday. Professionals, young students, everybody looking at Dubai and realizing I can study here, I can work here.
Yes.
And as a result, I'm going to be much smarter
Because you're getting both of best words.
than
there.
someone who's just studying for 2 years
Yes.
and then is entering into the workplace.
Right.
So I see this happening in Dubai in the years to come. The pie is going to grow so big that there's going to be more than a healthy slice for everybody.
True.
Correct. So that demand for higher education is going to keep growing
Yes.
because the number of people getting attracted to this place in terms of work is going to keep growing. Their families are going to join in.
Yes.
So I can see this really growing. I can see universities who are offering skill development
Right.
as having an edge. So therefore, the whole internships, skilled micro credentials or certification for skill, we all do that. I mean,
Yes.
offering that is important. But I think this is the boom period.
It is.
I believe that we've entered Dubai at the perfect
Perfect
time.
timing.
Though many people say, "Oh, you should have come many years ago," and maybe, but I'm not one to look back at choices not made and roads not taken and worry about it. But I feel we're here at the right time. It's a government and it's a ministry that's very focused on helping us settle down,
Right.
helping us getting established, and I'm very impressed with the way KHTA and the ministry and CAA work to support us, because I think we're all in it together.
Yes.
Dubai progresses, we progress, Dubai progresses.
progress. Yeah.
It's very symbiotic,
Yes.
relationship. But I'm happy because students across the world are also now looking at themselves very differently. For example, I've taught in India for all these years, and Indian students look at the equation in terms of you study, you finish that, you get your degree, then you work,
Right.
and then you earn enough for a lifetime. I think now we're looking at it in terms of schooling is studying purely.
Yeah.
Then you go to college and university and you look for a university that allows you to study while you earn
Right.
either money in terms of stipends, etc., or you earn valuable experience.
Correct.
And then you get into work. And then while you work, you continue learning.
Yes.
So that equation is becoming, and it's great for universities.
Yeah.
It's great for universities because then the student never graduates.
That's true.
Student remains your student for a lifetime. They keep coming back, doing small little courses, workshops, micro credentials. So in terms of innovation in programs, brilliant. But Dubai is on
I think with
a rise.
with the way universities are now supporting students, because in university you not only learn, you explore different chapters. The entrepreneurship that comes out of the students, they come up with the startup ideas, and many of the universities have started the incubation centers as well. So that kind of pushes the students to another level, and by the time I think they graduate, they're on a different level altogether with the industry.
It's amazing. I mean, forget about the stories of my MBA students, but if you look at my undergrad students, so we have a BTech program, we have a BCA program, media, psychology, BBA, BCom with ACCA, all of this, right? AI is huge, data science is huge. And you will see that almost all the students are either involved in some research activity
Right.
some social community engagement activity, some incubation,
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, startup.
Yes.
We have entrepreneurship and innovation as courses, AI as courses. I just see them challenging their minds in a way that maybe a few years ago undergrads weren't.
Yes. Exactly.
And now everyone is doing it. See, even when I went to college, there was that 5% that was doing stuff that the rest weren't doing.
Yeah.
Now it's like the majority are doing this.
Yes.
And they're learning all those things that are so important, right? Critical thinking, working in teams,
Yeah.
problem solving. And they're doing it in such a fun way. They don't even realize that they're learning it, but they've learned it.
Yes.
So we have this amazing set of series, which is a part of our Industry Connect called Symbi Inspires and Symbi Connects. Symbi Inspires. So we have 1,300 alum
Okay.
in the UAE.
Wow. In UAE itself.
In the UAE itself. And many of them are in Dubai and many of them are at very prestigious positions and organizations. So Symbi Inspires is a series where we invite our alum from various sectors to come in and do like a master class with students.
Right.
What's happening in their sector, how do they take care of problems, what was their growth story, etc., etc. And then Symbi Connects is with industry stalwarts and experts who are not our alum.
Yeah.
And then they come in and you literally see, the students' eyes sparkling when something, and there's an idea that generates.
Yeah.
And then they'll go back to their teachers and say, we need to do research on this.
Yes.
They're publishing papers. They're taking part in competitions. They're taking part in, across the spectrum, from psychology to AI.
Right.
And brilliantly working in cross-disciplinary groups. And I think this is what the university is all about today.
That's
Universities are not about giving you just a degree.
Yeah.
The degree is that piece of paper is just a byproduct.
Yes.
It's all about providing that right ecosystem
Right.
to students. We do a couple of things with parents,
Yeah.
So we did a session with students on, how to parent young adults in an age of AI.
Wow. Okay.
Whether it's mental health, whether it's AI, whether it's devices, parents have so many questions.
Yes.
Their kids are growing up in a very alien way to the way they grew up.
Yes. That's true.
And therefore, all those questions, and you realize that they want to learn as well.
Yeah.
And that we are partners in providing the right ecosystem to their children. So whether it's parents, whether it's schools, whether it's industry, whether it's community, I feel right now in Dubai, it's all vibrant, it's all dynamic,
Yes.
it's all filled with, the hope of doing something
Yeah.
so that the future generation is happy, is content, feels productive. Their sense of self-worth
Yes.
is strong. And I feel that's something that as educators, we have to be focused on. We don't just want them to earn a lot of money.
Yes.
We want them to feel productive and to feel good about themselves,
Right.
and contribute in some significant way, take care of their families. So many things. And it's all coming together in Dubai. And
I think to what you said, I kind of relate pretty much to it, because just last month, me and my sister, we were literally training my mom on how to use the ChatGPT and Gemini. And we're like, okay, this is the problem, because she's a teacher herself as well. So then she's like, okay, what will make my work easier? So then we were like teaching her, okay, you put this prompt and you'll get this. And this is what then further you can teach your students as well. So
yeah.
It's a huge shift. They do have like a lot of questions, and they literally be like, okay, this is what it can do. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I have younger colleagues and some students who come up to me and say, do you want us to help you? And I said, sure, but I'm not keen on using Gen AI. I like, no, but it'll make your job so much
Faster,
easier. And I say, but I enjoy this process of doing stuff. But they're trying to teach me, and I'm learning, know, and it's nice, it's interesting.
Yes.
The good advantage of being on a campus with young people all the time is that you automatically are in the
Change.
thick of
Yes.
change. You're in the thick of how young adults think.
Yes.
You
That's
know?
true.
And that's a huge, I think it makes me a better mother as well. But yeah, it's a good time to be an educator.
Yes.
It's a good time to for Symbiosis to be in Dubai.
That's brilliant.
So
Yeah. Coming back to the MBA, recently a billionaire entrepreneur said that someone who's 25 and pursuing MBA is an idiot. In that context, what do you think? Today's degree and university education is relevant?
I'm trying not to respond to the tech billionaire said. I think the world, according to a tech billionaire, is not the world that the majority of students face.
Okay.
I don't think the average student or the average young adult has a genius idea with a technological innovation
Right.
that's going to allow them to set up an entrepreneurial startup and get set for life. I think the
Yeah.
average student is looking for something
Yes.
to help them identify what is it that they're good at.
Yeah.
The average 17, 18-year-old who comes to us doesn't know what they're good at.
Yeah, for sure.
They know the subjects that they scored high in.
Right.
So they'll say, I got 100 out of 100 in physics and I got 100 out of 100 in maths. But do I want to take that and go ahead? I don't know.
Right.
Will it make me a brilliant physicist or engineer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that a life that I want? I don't know. What is it that makes me special? Or what is it that is my core competence? Most don't know. Most come to us with very vague ideas
Right.
about what they want to be in life. Their undergrad gets completed and then they start working.
Yes.
And many get a first job, second job, and they're still trying to figure out
Yeah.
what sector am I really interested in?
Yeah.
What functional domain am I seriously interested in? I'm good at this. So most people, when they're 22, may not actually have a clue
Right.
as to what they want to do. Even if they do know what they want to do and enter into a sector, I think at some point of time they realize that if they have the potential to think of leadership positions,
Right.
an MBA looks attractive to them.
Yes.
Imagine you've done an MA in economics
Right.
and you realize, or an MA in sociology, or you've done a BTech and you've worked in an engineering company or a manufacturing company for a couple of years and you realize, I'm good at this. I'm good with people. I think I'm good at problem solving. I'm good at the small little conflicts that I've faced. And I think I have the potential to make decisions and to contribute to organizations beyond my discipline. An MBA looks attractive
Yes.
because MBAs globally do one thing. They teach people how to make decisions. They teach people how to make decisions that impact people, that impact resources, how to use data to make brilliant decisions, how to evaluate alternative solutions, how to identify strategy. Correct? So you are talking about higher level work in an organization. I think a 25-year-old or even a 28-year-old.
Right.
I mean, I know of people who did their MBA when they were 30,
Yes.
worked, got experience,
Yeah.
and then said, now I'm ready to go. Engineers who say, now I'm ready to go to the next step.
Next step. Yeah.
And therefore, I'm going to go and do an MBA of reputation.
Right.
and I'm going to learn this, right? I don't think they're idiots. I think they're people who've realized that they would like to move from one domain or one discipline and work experience to a higher level of management where they are now going to bring together. So if I did my BTech and then I worked with a company for, let's say, 4 or 5 years, now I'm going to say, how can I bring my engineering knowledge, but how can I learn to bring in finance and HR and strategy?
Yes.
And aim at a top or middle level job.
Right.
How can I shift from a manufacturing company to a consultant? Correct? To a consultancy organization.
Right.
I think these are shifts and aspirations in terms of professional growth that individuals must have.
Right.
And just because an MBA was not needed for some people,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that it's not important for others.
That's fair.
I think as an educator, one thing that I've learned in the past 41 years, never judge.
Yeah.
What works for you doesn't necessarily work for others.
Fair. Yeah.
So while I'm saying that higher education is important, it may not be for everyone.
Right.
I'm simply saying it seems to work, and data suggests that it works for the majority.
Right.
How do I judge you if I don't know what you've done before?
Yeah.
It's easier to hire someone when they come with some educational background.
Right.
Because then you look at it and you say, oh, it was accredited, it was well ranked. This organization has a reputation for being good at this.
Yes.
And that you got into that college and that you completed it makes sense.
Right.
So I think, plus, again, like I told you, universities are great at putting together programs, at putting together industry relevant curricula, and therefore an MBA that brings that together. So like I was telling you about our MBA program, right? That you've got half full-time academics who do a lot of research and who work with industry. You've got industry experts who come in to teach. You've got a lot of industry exposure. And then you get an MBA.
Right.
And what that MBA does is it fills in all those skills that you need
Right.
that is based on what industry needs.
That's true.
Correct. So if industry says that I need my employees or my managers to be able to do X,
Right.
an MBA fills it in.
Smart.
Entrepreneurship is a different ball game
Compared to MBA.
compared to seeking employment.
Okay.
There are people who do an MBA. In fact, in India, we have an MBA in innovation and entrepreneurship, where people actually sign up saying, I will not look for a job, I will set up my own company.
Wow. Okay.
And that's their outcome.
Okay.
And we have an incubation center, and at any given point of time, we are investing in seed capital as well. But yet there are people who say, let me do an MBA.
Yes.
Correct? And there are others who say, I won't do an MBA, but I'll work in a company which is on the same lines of the startup that I want to set up, and I will learn. So how you learn before you take a risk
Right.
of setting up your own company by taking loans, etc., depends on so many different factors. But for people who that's not their first thing that they want to do,
Right.
getting a job, working at a job, growing at the job, seeking positions of authority, responsibility, MBA seems to be a good program that brings together the finance and the strategy and the HR and the
decision making altogether.
decision making and all of these things that come together. I think it's a great program to help you do that.
Okay. Just one more question. It's kind of what you said was when you're at the age of 18 and 19, you are also entering college. You don't know what you want to do. So as Symbiosis, what role Symbiosis play when it comes to the new fresher that comes to you? What advice, or what's the direction that you guide students there? Someone who has probably just passed out from 12th. So what's the direction that you give to the new students that's coming in?
So I think academic advising is very important. So every student gets an academic advisor. The student council and the student services department plan career counseling sessions. The first semester is actually just about settling down into becoming a young adult.
Okay.
Moving out of school, where there's a lot of teacher and parental
Yes.
input, to learning about taking ownership for your learning,
Okay.
I think is a big step when you enter into college.
Yeah.
And many students are not used to that.
Exactly.
You have to take ownership for your own learning, that you have to be responsible for what you learn, how much you learn, and what opportunities you take advantage of. I think by the time they settle in with that, then the second term is all about academic opportunities that are available. How do you figure out what kind of a specialization you want?
Right.
How do you figure out? So if you join us for, let's say, a BSc in psychology, do I take counseling psychology or do I take organizational behavior?
Yeah.
How do I figure that out? How do I make that choice?
Yeah.
Of course, the good thing about the world that we live in today is that 5 years after you've studied, it doesn't really matter what your major was, because you still have opportunities to learn.
Correct.
But the focus for us is on helping young adults learn how to figure out themselves.
Okay.
Learn, for example, an 18-year-old must learn how they learn. What kind of a learner am I? How do I learn, and how can I enrich my own learning experience? How can I feed back to my teacher
Yes.
so that they are able to offer the right kind of opportunities to me? I think learning how to be responsible for your own learning is a big part. The second part is then these are all the opportunities that are available.
Right.
And what does each one require? So through our Symbi Inspires and Symbi Connects, for example, they do that.
Okay.
So they will say that I studied XYZ. I'm in this sector.
Right.
And this is what being in this sector requires. They also share their mistakes.
Yeah.
So they would say, I got a job in this sector and I realized I
It's
was
not for
totally ill-equipped.
Right.
I didn't have the mindset. I didn't have the aptitude. And we've realized that through a lot of these interactions with experts who are happy to share how they grew and
Right.
how they learned and when they failed and what they learned from their failures, is also helping students, because then they have this interactive session, question and answers, that, oh, okay, so if you want to get into banking,
Yeah.
it's not just being good with numbers.
Right.
It's also about X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
So I think they figure that out. And I think the first year is about figuring
out.
all of this out. We also do career readiness workshops,
Okay.
Right from CV making, etc. And all of that is based on introspection.
Okay.
That how do you figure out who you are?
Right.
All of those existential questions,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That someone is asking me, so many years in teaching, didn't you get bored? And I said, no. I said, I get up every morning and I'm very excited and pumped up to go to college, right?
Right.
So and for me, that's so important that every single student of mine also feels the same.
Yes.
That how do you identify what you want to do?
Right.
Because you've got to be pumped up about it.
Right.
6 o'clock in the morning, when you know
Yes.
you're going to face traffic on the streets,
Yes.
you need to be able to be focused. And it's not about the money that you earn.
Right.
I've met far too many students of mine who will say, so much, but we're miserable. You don't want that. So the first year is about figuring that out. And then after the first year, it's about offering opportunities. So when we do industry visits to different sectors, they see actually what's happening.
Right.
They get a lot of information. Our faculty are very good at this. I mean, I think we are blessed to get faculty and staff, touch wood, who know the sector, who have connects with the sector. And then they keep bringing people into the classroom, taking them outside, so that you make decisions with your eyes wide open.
Yes.
To opportunity and to yourself in terms of what kind of a person you are. Right. And I think it's also about telling students that what works for your friend
might not necessarily work for you.
And you should be okay with that.
Yes.
In fact, you should be greedy about that.
Yes.
That's
true.
So all of that is something that we're working on.
So to end with, I want to ask you this. What is that one advice that the Gen Z has given you in today's world and the current times that stuck with you and that kind of makes you think?
Wow. Let me think. So when I moved to Dubai, when Symbiosis started its campus last year, it was busy. I'd moved from Pune in India. And it was a busy time. And busy times make me happy. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
And there was this girl in the undergrad program who would meet me every once in a while. And then she would say, "How are you, ma'am?" And I would say, "All well." And she'd say, "So what's happening?" And I would tell her what was happening. So I would tell her, this is happening at work, and if something nice had been happening, or something with my kids, something with my husband back at home. And then one day she said, "How are you, ma'am? What's happening?" And she said, "Before you answer, I'm not asking." And this has stuck with me, and I shared this with my family, etc. She says, "I'm not asking what's up with Anita Patankar, the director. I'm not asking what's up with Anita Patankar, the mom. I'm not asking what's up with Anita Patankar, the wife, or something. Right. I'm asking what's up with Anita." No one had ever asked me that question.
Yeah.
And while my children talk about this with reference to other women in the family,
right,
I've never actually internalized that and asked myself that. And so I was blown. I said, "But I just told you what's up with Anita."
Yeah.
And she said, She said, "You told me what you're doing as a director, as a mother, as a wife, as this. I'm just asking you. And I said, and she said, "You know what? Now I've got to go to class. Think about it." That kid still comes and talks to me on a regular basis.
Yeah.
A week later, I saw her in the corridor and I said, so she said, "What is it?" I said, "I think I want to answer your question."
Okay.
And then we had a conversation, and she said, "Take advantage of the fact that you are in a new city."
Yeah.
And she says, "Just breathe for yourself." She says, "I look at my mother and I look at my grandmother and I look at everybody else, and they're so bogged down by their roles. And they take pride in those roles."
Yeah.
She says, "But I don't know whether as women, you actually take time to think about what is it that I want to do today."
Right.
And apart from the roles, that you're always playing a role.
Yes.
You're not just being you. And I listen to conversations that women in my family have, that younger students have. And I think that's one thing that I am learning from this younger generation, that we have to also give enough time to ourselves, minus the roles. And it is very difficult. I struggled to think about what do I do just for myself.
Right.
And not the random, I read a book,
Yeah.
I watch TV, which we all do.
Right.
But beyond that, something significant,
Yeah.
that what am I doing just for myself? And I have it's not just about being a woman, right?
Yeah.
Men, women, doesn't matter. We so become our roles.
Yes.
And I think this is something that the younger generation at such a young age
You're
is
very clear.
already thinking about.
Yes.
That self.
Awareness and self-view and
Yes,
seeing who you
yes,
are.
yes.
I relate to this so much, and I couldn't agree more, because for me, as a person that I am, apart from work, I'm passionate about dancing.
Yeah.
And I take out probably thrice or 4 times, like, in a week, that I do give 1 or 2 hours to dancing every other day. Now I started gymming, workouts, it's recently I've started, but dance is something I've been very consistent, been disciplined about for the last 3 years. And I will literally fight with my mom and my family, and I'm like, okay, I will come to those functions, but I will finish this, because this is the time for myself.
Yeah.
And that is where it's me and my personality, my thoughts, and I will internalize it and put down to it. So
I think that's something that has stayed with me. I think about it a lot. Now I share with other people that we must factor that in.
Yes.
We've been brought up in a very different style, so I don't think we will be able to totally move 180, and which you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But that is something that I admire about a large number of younger adults.
Yeah.
That they probably learned from the mistakes that our generation has made.
That's true.
And so that's one of the things that's
Beautiful.
that I've realized.
Amazing. So that's a wrap to an insightful conversation on how a woman shaped thousands of brilliant minds and made an impact on generations of students. Dr. Anita ma'am, thank you very much for joining us today for an insightful conversation.
Thank you. It's been a delight. I've just enjoyed myself in this conversation.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such insightful content. I will see you in the next one.
RG Group. We value your investments.